YouTube. It's been a while since I uploaded some real videos in my channel. I know I've been kind of doing shorts and trying to keep it alive. We all know I'm not the best so far at keeping a consistent uploading schedule, especially because it has been so hard to find content. But lately I have been held back by one major issue or topic, and I guess this one is the fact that I have not been able to give you guys a live update as to how I came here or what am I doing here or even where I am. If I'm totally honest, and I have my notes here, I have actually already filmed this video, and when I was editing it, it was so long. I literally spoke for over like 45 minutes, yes, that long, and obviously I wasn't able to upload it. I edited the whole thing, and then obviously my computer was like crashing on it because it was too big for the thing to upload or whatever. So I have to do it again, and I planned on being more concise because I guess that was a sign that it was probably filled with a lot of rambling that nobody is really interested enough. So I'm just going to focus it on real facts and like real points of what I've been learning since the last times I uploaded videos or whatever. First things first is the obvious fact, and I think we all know it, but it's worth remembering that life is not always going to be perfect, much less always aesthetic or what the world right now seems to be labeling it as successful. It's not like you cannot be successful, but we need to know what the definition of successful actually is. And I had a real tough time finding out this lesson. Okay, so many things have happened that I don't even know where to begin. I guess I could do it all in a nutshell, right? And last year in October, I actually quit my 9-to-5 job and left my family without any second thought, and I went to Dallas, Georgia to help out in an ACE school. Obviously that's the dream, at least my dream, because I adore the ACE Ministries curriculum. I graduated from it, and obviously it's always been my life, as weird as that sounds for a lot of people I know, but I love it. And for a while, and it still kind of feels like it's God's calling for me. Anyway, the fact of moving over there brought on a lot of changes, of course. I'm not the best with change, and as humans I don't think any of us really are really that used to changes. We like things the way they are. I mean, I feel like for some reason Jesus said, I am the same yesterday, today, and forever, right? Because he knows we don't like, or it's not like we don't like, but it's hard for us to adapt to that change. Anyway, obviously I did a few things wrong. I feel like I should have done so much more research before I left. I was a little deceived by the fact that everything was going so smoothly that I thought, God has all of this in control, why should I worry? And it's not the part of worrying, it's the part of actually preparing yourself and knowing all the information beforehand. Among these, obviously, was the fact of my visa. Obviously, the reason I'm here is because I was not allowed back into the US for a while. Thankfully, my visa was not removed at all. That was a whole big story that it still gives me the chills to tell. But going back to the very beginning, I didn't do my research. I went with the tourist visa I had, and obviously that caused the struggles. Secondly, I didn't really research a lot on like the weather. I didn't research a lot on the food. I didn't even research or think about homesickness at all. I just thought, doors are open for this to happen. I'm just plunging in. And God was very merciful because he gave me the most amazing time in the planet, like you guys wouldn't believe. If my host family is watching these, I am still in awe of everything you guys did for me. It's like so much that I feel terribly indebted, and definitely I'll never be able to pay them back. God has to pay back everything that you guys gave me, because it was way too much. I adored the school in which I was. The kids were absolutely lovely. It was really tough sometimes. There were a couple of changes. I was supposed to be working with middle school, but I ended up working with high schoolers, and the age gap was not that big, so I was a little scared, that they wouldn't be taking me seriously, but we had a blast. And well, I could speak about this forever and probably end up crying a little about the fact that how much I miss it, which brings me back to the next period after this whole dream was over. Obviously, it was a lot of mixed feelings. I was not only confused, but I was like Obviously disappointed, but I would say the main feeling here was confused. And I use the word confusion a lot to cover up my anger, I guess, because I mean, under it all, I feel like I was probably angry at God. Like, why did you open all the doors for me to go in the first place if you were just going to slap them in my face and make me come back home? Obviously, that was not the way to think about it or the way to feel about it. I do believe that through the whole trial, I did have some failures, more than some, if I'm honest. But I've tried to move on, right, and to accept and confess, you know, and I'm good on that aspect now, but back then it wasn't that easy, obviously. There were so many more changes after I came back. My parents moved from my hometown 3 hours away into a place that was not my favorite. This place has always been like our vacation spot, and now living here has been a drastic change. The house was a big change, of course, as well. My dad has been working up real hard to make this place livable for us, and it's turning out amazing, but at the moment it was like, what are we doing here, right? My dog passed away as well. She was 15 years old. She had been with me for more than half my life, and that totally devastated me. I was in a negation type of stage for a while. I'm not saying that I have totally left it, and yeah, I stayed here. I came back with my family. I was relieved of being back with my sister, with my family. That helped a lot to heal the wound of damn, they just burst my bubble. And under all of this, of course, sometimes I try to put a brave face to all of it, but I really wasn't. I was totally depressed. I was totally in denial about what happened and desperately thinking, what am I gonna do with my life now? And that part was not nice. You know, I did miss it a lot. I do miss it a lot because it was one of these experiences that I've been dreaming of for a really long time, and all of a sudden it ended without any previous warning, right? So if you're going through something like that, don't feel bad about feeling bad, because I guess it's only normal. We're human. My mistake here was that I was not accepting it. And as much as I was, you know, declaring that I had faith in him and that everything that came my way was his own good for me, and I mean God's, of course, I was not really believing it. I was not really buying it. And that made me really bitter. For a while, I couldn't see the good things at all that were happening to me. And despite all of this, and here is where I really want to focus this on, is the fact that God gave me so many blessings despite all of this. He gave me my job back that I had here before I left for the US. You were supposed to go through steps in the company to get to this place where I'm at, or to the position that I have, and I didn't have to go through all of them again. They literally gave me exactly the same job I had before, and it's been going so great. He not only gave me the job, but he gave me, I'm sure, the ability to remember how everything was done, because I was panicking that I wouldn't be able to fit back in, and it felt like a glove. So it also feels like I am where I'm supposed to be. The place that I'm living at is insane. I love my hometown, and I haven't been back in over 6 months. But I don't think I want to go back, because that would probably be an occasion for Satan to make me feel sadness about nothing, because the place that I'm living at right now is amazing. We have property now that I can go out to, because we didn't even have a backyard back home, and we have such an amazing place. We live like on the top of a hill, so we have an amazing view. I get to wake up every morning to work out, viewing the mountains, and it's just, again, this is also something I could ramble on forever, because the place I'm living at is just magical, and I have not been able to see that or appreciate it for a really long time, because I was bitter that I was not wanting to be here. I wanted to be somewhere else, when God was clearly telling me that's not for you right now, or I have something better. And it's all about how we see things, how we enjoy them. I mean, how is Paul able to say that he was able to be content in whatsoever state he was, right in this from prison? And I could not be content with the state I was in, living with my family, having my sister around, being in an amazing place. It's just crazy. It just kind of disgusts me to see the level of ungratefulness that I can get to in my life. And I really hope that I don't repeat that again. I'm bound to do it, I guess, but I'm really struggling right now to be appreciative and faithful about the things God has given me, and forgetting the things he has taken away, because what did Job said, right? He said God gave and God also can take away. And he was one to talk, right? So I don't have any excuse at all not to be grateful. So yeah, I know this is expanding itself a little bit too much. I try to make it into a nutshell. I'm just speaking here to the camera. I kind of had a guiding here, but might as well forget about it. I was just rambling again. Basically, I wanted to give y'all a tiny update because I don't want my future videos to portray like perfectness or fun, or I wish I could attain the aesthetic level that I see in other videos, but I probably won't. But I don't want you to get the false idea that everything has been perfect and that this person is so spiritual or whatever you might think, because it's not, right? I wanted to make it very clear that it has been tough, that I have been through failure on my own spiritual walk. I'm trying to get back at it. It has been hard, it has not been enjoyable, but I'm finding happiness and peace and joyfulness in the fact that he's got it all in his hands. I mean, it's his plan after all, and because of my disobedience or my own selfishness, I probably have not been able to attain the level that he wants me to attain, to be able to have me go through one path, but he still fixes it so that I can still go through the path that he has for me. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of weird. So yeah, thank you so much for watching if you did. This is going to be like a little bonus video. I have a lot more prepared and I'm gonna try to come up with more videos. I'm definitely not good with coming up with topics or like a niche that I can focus my videos on, because I like everything. I love lifestyle, I love productiveness, I love technology, I love doing book reviews. I like a lot of different things. So if you have something specific that you could give me an idea that I could focus on, then great. If not, you're gonna see a jumble of things until I see what you guys really want to be watching. If you are going through anything like this, or if you ever do go through something like this, know that you are not alone. Obviously, the Christian life, it's a relationship with God, and in relationships, it's not always perfect, and God's the only one who's perfect. We are bound to make mistakes, but the amazing thing is that He's always there with His arms open, willing to forgive us and to give us a second chance. Thank you so much for watching once again, guys. Goodbye.